Hey everyone, it's Rabbi Shmuel Pollan. We're going to do a little bit of a mystical video today, and it's going to be a little bit longer and a little more complicated, but in the end, you're going to come out with a very new appreciation of your day-to-day life, and I think it's worth it to sit through this video to gain that perspective. We start off with a question, and the question is God in the bathroom? And it seems like a strange question, but there's two ways to look at it. You could say that's disrespectful if he's in the bathroom, or you could say, no, we need him in the bathroom. Sometimes we actually need help in the bathroom when things don't come out right. And he's abandoning us if he's not in the bathroom. So it's wrong if he's not in the bathroom, but some people say it's wrong if he is in the bathroom. And what I want to say is this question is actually a much larger question because what is going to the bathroom? It's a process. It's not something you wake up to do. It's not something you live your life to do. It's not a highlight of your day. It's just a process to get to the next step. Or is it? What about going to the gym? It's a process to become buff, the process to become fit. What about drinking coffee? It's a process to become awake. What about driving? It's a process to be able to get to the work where you're going and make the money, and then eventually be able to buy something with the money, go on a boat and have a good time. And that's where God is. Is God only in those high moments? Is it only when something incredible goes on that we say, yeah, that's godly? Is God only in Yom Kippur, on Christmas, on Lent, in Ramadan? Is God only in those big moments? Is he just a supervisor and he only deals with the big things? Absolutely not. According to my rabbis, it's a huge mistake to say he's a supervisor. It's a huge mistake to say he's not in the bathroom. He is absolutely in everything. He is everything, and there's nothing but him. And there's a story of the Frierdiker Rebbe, which is my mentor's mentor, and he was waiting for a train, and he started writing some notes for his discourse. He was actually writing out his discourse that he was going to deliver in front of thousands of people, and his discourses were known to be like God speaking through his lips. So these are incredibly intense discourses talking about very deep topics, and he was writing it as he's waiting for the train, and his son-in-law said, how can you possibly do that? The train's coming any minute. How can you properly focus when the train is coming? And he said, you have to be in every moment as it is. Each moment separately is valuable. Each process is valuable. Each process is a goal unto itself. So he was able to zone in on that particular moment and know exactly what he's doing for that particular discourse. Even though the train was coming, that's for another moment. That's the big moment. But he's also there in the small moments. Every little thing he does with his pen is important to him, and he's with that no matter how small it may seem. It's actually godly. All these processes are actually perfect because they're godly. And the beauty of this is to recognize that you are part of creation as well, which means that you are perfect. No matter how jealous you may be of some Instagram model, or how jealous you may be of the way someone can play basketball, LeBron James, for instance, no. God is not just in LeBron James, and God is not just in the most romantic moments and in the anniversary of your marriage, in the birthdays that you celebrate. No, God is not just in those peak moments. God is in the little moments, in the little processes that lead up to the big moments as well. And you are in a process. You are perfect in your process. You are godly in your process. Even if you've done the worst sin you could possibly do, it's still part of God's process towards becoming a bigger, greater person. So yes, you will become a greater person if you work on yourself, and you should and you must, but even as you are, you're perfect. You're part of God's process. The light that God removed has not actually been removed to create the world, like I'm talking about what the Reb Isaac Luria talks about the removal of God from the space. And how he shot the light into the space to create the world that we see today. God did not actually remove himself. It's an analogy. It's called removing himself, but he did not actually remove himself. God still is everything, everyone, and that means God is you too. You are God just like everything else is God, and you have not done one thing in your life that's not absolutely godly and absolutely perfect. So let's all get together and create the unity that God expects us to create, because God is one. We should all become one in response to that. And in doing so, we'll create world peace. It will be the end of war. It will be the end of jealousy. It will be the end of weapons. It will be the end of strife, the end of debates, the end of division. With the coming of the Messiah, may it happen immediately. God bless.